Their mutual love and talent for singing brought them together in the right place and at the right time. They honed their skills and slowly began to get the attention of some major players in the industry. However, after many years of working so well together, cracks began to appear that would ultimately lead to an unfortunate result. Let's find out whatever happened to American 90s R&B duo Changing Faces. Cherise Rose from South Bronx and Cassandra Lucas from East Harlem first met while attending LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts in New York City. After graduation, they attended different colleges, but kept their musical aspirations burning by doing a variety of gigs and auditions. They would reconnect when they both became supporting vocalists while on tour for R&B pop artist Sybil. After that experience, they decided to create their own group. Since there were only two of them, it was a challenge trying to get ahead in an industry that was already saturated with groups with multiple members, and people didn't want to try something different. They both retreated back to New York and got regular 9-to-5 day jobs in Manhattan while continuing to record demos at night. They were discovered by a local record producer named Kenny Smooth. He brought them to the man who would go on to become the chairman and CEO of Atlantic Records, Craig Coleman. After showing up late, which resulted in an impromptu audition on a street corner, they were signed to Big Beat Records, a subsidiary of Atlantic. Initially, after going through hundreds of names, they settled on Face to Face. However, just days before they were about to drop their first single, they found out that another group already had the name. So, everyone at the label wrote their suggestions down and they were placed in a hat. The first name that the ladies picked out would be the winner. Their debut single, called Stroke You Up, dropped in July 1994, peaking at the number 3 position on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. The song would become their first platinum hit and make the album reach gold status with the IRAA just a couple of months later. They blew up so big and so fast that Prince himself called the office of their label to find out who Changing Faces was. Their self-titled debut album was released the following month and produced 2 other singles, Foolin' Around and Keep It Right There. The latter was written and produced by Devontae Swing of R&B group Jodeci. Even though the duo wrote the majority of their songs, they were asked by the label at the start of their journey which producers they were interested in working with. Their first 2 singles were both written and produced by the one at the top of their list, American R&B singer, songwriter, and producer Robert Sylvester Kelly, professionally known as R. Kelly. It's no small feat that he was still able to find time to produce on this level, while also tending to his other full-time job of cultivating relationships with teenage girls.
When you say teenage, how old are we talking?
Also around this time, the duo would make a cameo with numerous other R&B and hip-hop artists in rapper The Notorious B.I.G.'s music video for his smash hit, One More Chance. 3 years later, their follow-up album titled All Day All Night was released. The first single, called Get Out, another R. Kelly penned and produced effort, shot to number 8 on the Hot 100 and number 1 on the R&B chart. It became their biggest hit to date, their second platinum single, and just like their debut, this album would also achieve gold status. Many of the duo's songs would also appear on movie soundtracks, such as the remix version of Stroke You Up for the 1994 action comedy film A Low Down Dirty Shame, All of My Days off their second album for the live-action animated sports comedy Space Jam, and a song called Same Tempo for the dark comedy drama The Players Club. Another 3 years would pass before their third album was released, titled Visit Me. The album's first single, called That Other Woman, would blaze up the dance club songs chart. It also included the song Come Over, that fans of the R&B singer Aaliyah will recognize and attribute to being her song. The song was recorded by both Aaliyah and Changing Faces, but the duo actually purchased it. After Baby Girl's untimely passing, the song was dug out of the archives and released. Considering the circumstances, Changing Faces had no problem with that. The album didn't put up anywhere near the same numbers as their previous two efforts. In a 2017 interview with R&BJunkieOfficial.com, Cassandra spoke about the fact that the two women creatively were moving in different directions. In addition, they were also battling with the record label. There were a lot of promises being made that the record label didn't keep on their end. The label also had other popular up-and-coming artists on their roster, and the duo felt that they got lost in the shuffle. Changing Faces wasn't heard from again for nearly 10 years. During that time, the duo maintains that they never officially split up. They each just focused on other business ventures, having children, and living life. In 2009, a new song was leaked online called Crazy Love, and rumored to be included on their upcoming album. However, these rumors were never confirmed by either group member. 2 years later, Cassandra announced that she and Cherise were working on new material and that a new Changing Faces album would be released in 2012. That wouldn't happen, but a new single did drop in the spring of 2013 on iTunes called Hate Love. Then, things took a turn for the worse after shooting the music video for the song. Cherise spoke to the Marty A. Johnson Show in 2020 and explained what went down. The song wasn't doing well, and she felt it was best to just cut their losses and move on to the next project. Cassandra didn't agree. At that point, Cherise decided to send her a text message asking Cassandra to let her know that when she was ready to work together as a team, to give her a call. Legend has it that Cherise is still waiting for that call. Cassandra decided to strike out on her own and release her debut solo track called Damn in September 2013. She was also working on a solo album and formed her own record label with her husband and business partner. She would go on to release a couple of other non-album singles over the next few years with the intention of releasing a full album. However, other things she was involved with at the time made it difficult to complete. Cassandra's debut album, titled Long Way Home, The Intro, would finally be released in April 2019. The first single, called Name on It, would become a hit on the Urban Adult Contemporary chart. She's active on social media and can be found on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Cherise has continued performing, and for the last several years, she's been seen touring the US and abroad with temporary new Changing Faces member, Reefy Scott. Cherise doesn't have social media, and she has no interest in getting any since she stays booked without it. Neither Cassandra nor Cherise have any plans to reunite, and both women appear to be enjoying their individual paths. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and comment. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on your notifications so you won't miss any future videos. See you next time!